Hey guys, how's it going? Previously on the channel, we were working on this 1974 John Deere 112. This is the 112 that we started working on in the last video. We were changing the engine out. Originally, it had a 12-horse Kohler in it. We switched out the 12-horse Kohler for a 16-horse Kohler. This is the K341, where what this had before was a K301. The engine that was in it before, we had went through and went to rebuild it, ordered a new rod and some other things for it, but the new rod that I ordered was the wrong size, so we just used the old one and said, well, if it knocks, oh well. I had been wanting to put a bigger engine in it anyways, so it didn't really bother me all that much, the fact that it started knocking. So eventually, after the knock started, I decided to look for alternatives. I found a 216 and bought it. Originally, the plan for it was to use it for a different tractor. However, that one I kind of changed my mind on because the transmission was wore out and a few other different variety of things that bothered me about it. So this one was on the back burner, and I thought, you know, I do have that 74 112 I could throw that engine into. So threw the engine in it, and we got it mounted in the last video. So this video, we're going to get it running or try to do some other things and try to get it running today. That's the plan for the video. I'm a little bit ahead of what you guys are, so yeah, bear with me. Try not to give too much away. I'm not going to say a whole lot. So yeah, let's go on ahead and get into the video. So getting back into this 112, I was playing around a little bit. I was going to try to find another one of these that had a little bit smaller of a diameter here. I decided I'm just going to use this one. Just throw it back in there and use it. I'll take a little collar. So we got to figure out a way to mount our muffler, this here. We need to cut this back a bit. I would say cut just this elbow off right here. That's what I would do. So I would say if we take this and we put it where it's on the thread, it's right there, which is where it needs to be. If we come in here, right there, and we cut that off, and then take that, I would say cut into it a little bit, try to expand that out somehow, that way we can get it to clip on here. That's what we're going to try to do. Now I would rather find a smaller one that this will fit over top of, but I don't see that happening at this point because, well, yeah, size of that. Now one thing we could do is grind this down a little bit and get it to work, but I'm not sure how much, or if we grind it down to that point of how much metal will be left to use. So that's what we're going to do. Let's take this over there and we'll get that cut off, and once we get that cut off, we'll play with it a little bit and see what we can. There we go. So I would say, let's take that over there. Let's see how that looks. I would take that and get it a little bit. So what I'm trying for is I want a little bit of an overlap. I want that to come on fairly straight. Oh yeah, look at that. We got plenty of an overlap. Yeah, that's just about in line with each other. So I would say, let's take it over there and let's see how much we want to cut off of it. So I guess the question now is, how far back do you want to go on this? Or how do we want to slit it? This is how they did it on the original one. They have 3. I don't want it on there like that. So I would say go in at 3. I wonder if we were to come in here, let's cut it there, there, and there. How's that look? Cut it there. Those two might be a little bit too close to each other. That top one for sure. I'll cut it right there. I don't know about the others. Let's just make that first one, and then we'll go from there. That way we can see where it is. So there's our first pass. That one I would say is good. And then for the second one, I feel like where we have that line would be not a bad idea, not a bad spot. And then gonna get one right there. But that one you have to be careful because you don't want to screw the muffler up. But I see exactly where I want it though. Don't crush it, but just get it in there tight enough. Let's try that. Let's see what that does. Yeah, we should be able to get that, I think. We nicked it a little bit. We nicked this a little bit on that one, but yeah, I mean, looks okay. Well, I think we have enough to do something with. I was making sure none of the sparks hit that camera. I don't think any of them did. So there we go. So let's see now. We just got to figure out what would be the best way to bow that out. I would say no, it's moving that, which is not what I want. Yeah, it's just gonna move that. That's what I was afraid of. The part that I want to expand is not doing what I want. There we go. Just try to bend it evenly without bending too much in one spot. on it. That is not circular at all anymore. There we go. There we go. That went out. That did what I wanted it to. Cool. Right here though, where it's a little bit more, is not quite doing what I want it to do. Although, it's opened up quite a bit. Let's try that. Let's see where that gets us. Let's throw that on the tractor, and I don't know, maybe we'll have ourselves a... Let's see if we can make this fit. Look at that. So, okay. Ideas. We might want to cut a little more. I don't know. We need a way to expand this. I know they make tools to do that with, but I don't have one of the tools to do that with, is the problem. I got half a mind to say we could just come in here and beat on it, get it to go on that way. But I don't see that working very well either. If we were to open that up a little more, what we need to bend these straight out, is what we need in a way. If we bend those straight out, bend them back in, put a clamp on it, clamp it down, that might get us where we need to be. But if we do it the way we have it right now, you're gonna have one hell of an exhaust leak. That's the only issue. We could take that back out of the block. We could do that. Take that back out, take it over there and size it, but I mean, that'll be loose. Let's just take it back out. Let's take it over there and let's just play with it. So let's see. I wonder if we were to cut a little more. I know exactly what I want to do. It's just a matter of let's just see this side. Bend that a little more. The goal is to use this muffler. That's the goal here, obviously. You know, I had an idea. I have this, and it's about the size of that. You know what I'm thinking? How about we take that and we see if we can expand this a little bit with it. We don't want to screw it up. That's the thing. nice to get it to going straight. There we go. So now, how did that do? I mean, actually, in a way, worked a little bit. Not great. Just trying not to bend that pipe. Or fuck up my hand. There we go. There we go. Let's try that. To be honest with you, that's probably about as best as you're going to get. You're still going to have the leak. You're still going to have an exhaust leak, no doubt about that. But, I mean, that's as close as I'm going to be able to get that with what I have around here. So I think, and with this shitty rice, so I think that's where I'm going to leave it for right now. I guess let's go on ahead and get that put back on the tractor and see how it turned out. Alright, well, moment of truth. Have a bolt. I think we need a 9/16. There it is. I think I've got it. Who's in one of these two? I think it's that one. I think I bent this over a little bit because it used to line right up like that. We need it to go into right here. That's what I'm trying to do. Which it does. This needs to move over, I think. Yeah, I think it's more issue with this. I don't know if we can move this over or not. Well, we probably could. Move that over, or come down here and hit that. Let me try bending this a little bit. Took it over there and bent it into commission. Let's see if we got it. We got that on. Yep, look at that, we did. We're off just a little bit. However, I think we'll be able to pull it over that little bit that we're off. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna go grab an impact driver and we'll suck that in and then we'll figure everything else. Let's see. So you can see, looking at it right there, there is a little bit of a gap still, but I mean, not really much you can do about that. We're kind of stuck with it at this point. Grab a wrench and get that off. Took that up front and I cleaned it up on the wire wheel. This end, I didn't do the other end. I should. I didn't really think I needed to. Damn it. So I would say once we clamp down on that, we should be, for the most part, set and ready to see if this thing runs or not. Because we have not, I don't believe, had this running yet. And there we go. So I guess let's go on ahead and let's get this done. The only unfortunate thing is we're not going to be able to have a PTO on this tractor because of the way that I have it set up, which I guess really isn't that big of a deal. But can that not go in there now? Apparently, there it is. Thought that rubber was in the way. I was going to say, that's not good. So I don't remember. There's some bolts sitting here. These need nuts. Or do they thread in? Do these thread in? Oh, they do. Okay. I feel like these bolts went to something else. I went over there and just grabbed some bolts. I said, well, let's go ahead and grab 4 bolts. because I don't know what those ones that I found went to, and I don't need that long a pulse. I'll jump over here and we'll put these two in. I don't know where the ones went that were in there. I thought I had left them with it, but it's been a while since I've messed with this, and of course everything moves quite frequently, so oh well. I am going to have to adjust this once I put the hood on it. So I guess once we put the hood on it, we'll figure out where it needs to be adjusted to. So now, we just got to plug in our, we just got to do our wires. One of them goes actually right here where that is. This is the points wire. So the points wire goes right here. Points wire goes on the negative side of the coil. Points and condenser wire both go on the negative side of the coil. The wire coming from the key switch or the ignition switch that sends power to the coil goes on the positive side. And if you're doing a negative ground or positive ground, it's the opposite, I believe. I've never done positive ground, so that one I'm not entirely sure on. That's a headlight wire, we don't want that. These are the two we want. This is actually one thing I should probably do, is go on ahead and change out this coil. I don't really plan on it though at the moment. I'm just going to keep it. And the reason I say I should change it out is because the tractor loses spark after it gets warm. If you get it hot, it'll lose spark. That's one thing I've come to find out about it. It'll lose spark for about an hour, and then once the coil cools down, it'll come back. Which it does happen when they get old. When the coils tend to get old. But at the same time, these older coils are better and tend to last longer, I've noticed, than the newer ones do. So if I can keep this old POS running, then that's the one I'm going to do. And then plus this one, this tractor didn't really see that much use. Now during the winter is when it would shine, but lately I have been using others, and I just got a thing for my 140, so I don't really need this one anymore. The plan was, once I found a blade for the front of my 140, I was going to take this and sell it, this tractor. However, right now, I'm not sure what to do with it, especially since I just put this engine in it. And you know, of course, right after I get the bigger engine for it, which is something I had been wanting to do for 5 years going on, I end up getting that blade for the front of that 140. So I'm thinking, oh, great. So I'm kind of stuck with that now. I got them both, I guess. This one was a good tractor for snow plowing. I don't know how it's going to be now, seeing as it has a completely different engine in it, but I would assume and hope that it should be alright. Should be a little bit better now since it's got that 16 horse. So let me grab the hood and also the grill, and we'll get everything thrown back on it. I did put oil in the engine, so the engine has oil in it, and everything in that aspect should be good. So I would say we could go on ahead and throw a battery in it right now and see what it does and if it cranks or not. And if it. So here's why I said more than likely this is going to need to be adjusted. Here's the hood. We'll take the hood and we'll throw it on there like so. To go forward a little bit. I need a wrench, actually. I'm just going to grab a wrench. And then after we adjust that forward, that's got it where I want it though, so we'll just go ahead and bring it back. And now it's nice and even with that. Which for some people, me especially, it has to be square, and if it's not square with this, I'll throw a fit. And the latch even grabs a little bit. It's been a long time since I've seen that hood on that tractor, and it looks good. Let me grab the grill, and I'll grab a battery. We also got to put some gas in it, and once I grab a battery and get some gas put in it, we'll see about firing it up. So let's go on and throw this battery in here and let's see what exactly happens. Hopefully that cranks and we don't have any issues with it. But at the same time, y'all are probably thinking that would be boring. We want to see something happen. So we'll shoot for that. However, I'm hoping that nothing happens and it just kicks right up like I want it to. Shouldn't say that. But we'll throw these in here. That way. If we do end up getting it running and we take it out to drive it around, the battery won't flop around and fly everywhere. This isn't the idea that I had on this. However, whoever did this, one of the previous owners of it before me did this on the battery tray, and I think this is a pretty good idea that they did to hold the battery in. I've done it on a couple other ones. But this is the first one I've gotten that had this done to it. Let me go grab some bolts. can't remember. Yeah, we need the, well actually, I might be able to get that to work. I was going to say we'll probably need the thinner bolts, but we might be able to get that to go through. Cool, look at that. And we'll have to do the same thing on that side too. It just needs longer bolts put in it, or larger holes put in the terminals. That's really all that means. It won't hurt it doing this. You do want to be careful though. You don't want to bust up your terminals, or you'll be in some serious trouble. I had one that somebody had done that on. Tried fighting with it, and I guess they ripped the top of it off. I believe I have pictures of it somewhere. Oh. That almost looks like one that was stamped to make it harder to turn. But I'm trying not to put any pressure on the terminal head of the battery while I'm doing this. And at the same time, you want that good and tight, which that is. So then we'll take another bolt. Nothing's happening. No sparks or nothing are flying around, which is good. And that's hooked up on positive, and that one over there is negative. So let's see. Yeah, that one's going to be a fight to get in there also. And we still got plenty of meat left on that terminal. We won't have a problem doing this. And then once we get this through here, there we go. And I will more than likely be loosening the battery mounts on here so I can slide this battery over a little bit. I think I have it a little bit close on this side. There we go. This way was easier. I'm just going to do it this way. Right there. That actually looks more in the middle to me. You don't want to crush that down, but you want it to be tight. Moves a little bit. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's fine. So I guess let's turn the key. Lift works. Plug in our headlights. Where's the wire? Where's the wire for the headlights? Frame of the tractor like I thought it was. It was just where it was sitting at. Run it like that. That way it's not on any of that. Let's see if the headlights work. Headlights work. Those taillights come on. So we have a good electrical system. Here, I'll show you. See, we have ourselves a good electrical system. So let's go on ahead and try cranking that engine over. Let's see what happens. Ready? Cool. That actually sounds pretty good. So that's the first time cranking that over since it's been in there, and it sounds pretty good. Let's go on ahead and put some gas in that fuel tank. I believe that's all we should have to do is put gas in that tank. And once we put gas in the tank, we'll try starting up the engine, and well, if the engine starts up, then cool. It tells you we're somewhere with it. So I put gas in the tank. I have no idea if the engine, I don't know if it has spark at the moment. The only thing I know is there's gas in the tank, it's got power, it cranks. Let's see if it starts. That is all I know at the moment. So, see what happens. That is impressive. Wow. That basically took right off. I thought this is going to take a little bit of effort more than likely to get started up. Wow. That let right off. I'm going to let it run for a little bit. And once I do that, we'll try driving it around. We'll see how it does. Oh, that's right. We got to... Yeah, we can't yet. We got to do the... We got to clean up that PTO shaft. Yeah, there we go. We got that crankshaft all cleaned up. That looks nice. That cleaned up really well. So yeah, I would say now the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to throw the pulley on there. We'll throw the key in it and the pulley. There we go. Yeah, see? Throw our keyway in there. if I need to. Did I get it? Should go in. Wonder why it won't go through. I might hit it a little bit, but I'm gonna be careful with it. You don't want to mushroom the tip of it. I don't know why it's being so difficult to get through here. There we go. There we go. Let's help that go back a little bit. Now since that's in there, that should help also. I hate using bolts for doing stuff like this, but this came out of something that I don't have anymore. Could I use it on another one if I get one in the future? Yes. However, I'm just going to do this because it's what I have to work with. I don't know why it's being so difficult, but it is, so oh well. But there we go. That's on there. And if we take our pulley, or if we take our belt and throw it on there, we can be done. I'm more than likely not going, well, I'm not putting a PTO on here because, well, I can't at the current time. So, yeah, there we go. And I could, if I wanted to, throw a thing around here. Some kind of belt guard around there, which I probably will. That way that belt doesn't pop off or do anything stupid like they tend to do. Because sometimes they'll tend to do some interesting things if you're not careful. And there's no guards or anything there to stop it either from coming off. Let me grab a thing and we'll get that driven. Now, more than likely, right now, since I'm thinking about it, that's going to be needing to be run through with a tap. Which, if it is, then we'll pull this back off and tap it. But maybe not. Oh, maybe it is. Let's try that. Maybe that cleaned it out. Run the air compressor if you're wet. That might do it. See, that still moves. I guess if we wanted to, actually. We could throw some washers on it and make it work. Which, to be honest with you, I feel like we're missing one anyway. I feel like there's supposed to be a lock washer on that. So we'll just throw one on it. Go. That's nice and tight. That won't go nowhere. Cool. So let's jump on it now and let's try driving it. I'm going to throw the cover back on there. Well, let's see what happens. Here's the completing touch. The cover up. will be the first time I've driven this in close to a year. No, not quite a year. Somewhere around there. I don't know.
condenser and the carb coil are all going to have to be replaced. But other than that, it runs pretty good. definitely needs some ignition work done to it, but I mean, it runs and drives, you know, that's better than it was. I'm half tempted to throw a blade on the front of it and just see how it works, but right now I'm not quite sure if I want to do that or not. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is the ignition. Whether that will be a part of this video or not, I don't know. I'm going to take it out and drive it around a little bit though, just because. And after I do that, we'll bring it back and we'll regroup. And so here's where we're at currently. I've got a snowplow on the front of it. I also mounted some tires on the back of it. I took them off of my 210, which is sitting right over there. I want to see how it does, that 16 horse. I know it needs an ignition still, and it still backfires and, well, misses a lot. However, I want to see how it does anyway, make sure everything in it's working good and that belt keeps tension with it under load. So I thought I'd throw the plow on the front of it and we'd take it out back and try pushing some gravel around or do something with it, I don't know. Operation play with dirt and move rocks. does pretty good. It does alright for the way it's running with that condenser being blown. You're not going to be able to bulldoze a couple buildings or a town hall with it. And I'm sure somebody out there gets the reference I just made. But it does alright. I would say it does pretty good. So yeah, I guess let's take it back up to the shop. I want to get them front tires washed off, get all the mud off of them. And then I guess we'll close out the video. So here's a small update. I got into messing around with this 112 a little bit more after we ran it before and the engine was sputtering really bad at higher throttles. Didn't run all that very well at idle neither. Got to messing with it some and I pulled the points cover off of it thinking maybe the points just need to be cleaned up. And I pulled the points cover off of it and pieces fell out of it. The points had actually fell apart. I guess the screw came out of the plastic bit on the points, causing it to fall apart, and yeah, I was surprised that it even worked still. So here's what I found. This is what came out of it. This is the point, one of the points, and as you can see right there, that's pretty well corroded. So I would say that was our problem. I had the other piece of it that mounts to the engine. I already got rid of that. But yeah, never thought they would have run like that. So let's fire it up. I put new points on it and I adjusted them. Already sounds a lot better. There you go. I'd say that is a lot better. What do you say we take it outside, we do some playing around with it, do some dirt work. Operation Move Rocks 2.0. Alright guys, want to take a second and thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If it's your first time to the channel, please consider going down below, hitting that subscribe button. It tells myself as well as YouTube that you guys like your videos and want to see more. Leave me a comment down below. I like reading comments. Also, writing comments and liking the video helps the video get around for more people to see it. So do me a huge favor, go down below, hit that like button, and also hit that, or leave me a comment down below. I would really appreciate it. With that being said, I want to thank you for watching, and tune in next time, I guess, for more stupid shit playing with mini bikes. I will probably never do that again. So yeah, alright guys, take care, bye.